You know, sometimes when I do this show, people tell me I'm overdressed for the occasion. And, look where we are today. We're at Delta Lumber in Whiteford, Maryland. I'm Ken Kiedrowski, and you're on location. Well, hi, and thanks for joining us here today on Location. And as you already know, we're on location at the Delta Lumber Company in Whiteford, Maryland. And you'll find out why the Delta Lumber Company is in Whiteford, Maryland, in case you don't already know. And we're also here because it's the 100th anniversary of the Delta Lumber Company. And so we're going to be talking to David Galbraith. David, hey, boom. Okay. Dave's the guy here, and I don't know why you let me in here, Dave, because when it comes to home improvement and hammering and nailing and screwing things together and pasting and whatever, I'm not the guy, but it's good to be able to talk to you this morning. And so let's get into the heart of it here, Dave. What was the year that this company started?
Well, the Delta Lumber and Coal.
And Coal.
And Coal was started in 1920, and we have a stock certificate. That was the year my grandfather bought stock in the company. He was a doctor in town. He didn't work at the place.
Yeah.
But he bought stock in it. So it went through the Depression, and my uncle Robert A. Galbraith, who had worked in a lumber yard as a planing guy, planing wood. He and one of the original guys from Delta Lumber and Coal, John Clark, bought the company when he came back from World War II. So that's where, my direct family was, full-time working ownership in the company. And in the mid to late 60s, when my uncle died, my father got the company, David Galbraith.
Okay.
David C. Galbraith. And then I came and joined the company full-time in '79. I was here when I was about this tall, and I always say I couldn't even lift a bag of cement when I started working here dusting shelves, but that's where it's been since then. Okay,
now, obviously, as everybody knows who travels on Maryland Route 165 and 136. That's where Delta Lumber is located. But previously to this location, you were at the old Delta High School, right?
We were. The original Delta Lumber and Coal, and I'm not sure if this is where it started, but this is where my Uncle Bob was. There was a building in town called Delta Auto Sales, which is across the street and just north a little bit from Taylor's Garage in Delta.
Okay.
And there was a garage right across the street, Ralphie Morris's garage, but the old Delta Auto Sales building. And in the late 50s, when Kennerdale opened and Delta High School was decommissioned,
right.
My uncle bought that building and moved up there.
I told you before when we talked maybe a couple of days ago, I go to that building because it's the post office now, and that's where I have my post office box. So, and listen, just the truth of everything. I have been a customer here, just so you know, and here's the proof. I've got my Delta Lumber card here, and I get $5 off on my next purchase. So after this, I'll probably get an extension cord or something. Who knows? But anyway, it's hard for me to imagine a hardware store in what is now the Delta Post Office building. It just blows my mind.
Well, back when I started, after I graduated from college with an accounting degree.
Okay.
I started, and there was 4 of us there, and one of the original guys is still here with us, Jim Preston, and it was a 3-story building.
Yeah,
we had to unload and carry stuff into it. Jim and I were the human forklifts. We carried so much material, it was amazing. And
you lived to tell the tale.
We waited on people, we wrote up the tickets, we loaded them or we loaded a truck and we delivered it.
Did people have to walk up the stairs to the third floor to find things?
Well, we were pretty careful. We put insulation on the third floor because
okay.
it was a lot lighter than anything else. So, but we had to carry it up 2 sets of steps to get it up there to store it.
Well, needless to say, the post office is a much better tenant there than so.
Well, we were fine. One of the first things I did in that building when I took over and my dad left or when I got there full time, is I built a metal shed outside so we could unload cement bags with the forklift instead of having to carry them in.
All right, so time goes by and you outgrew, I have to imagine, the Delta High School building. So now you make plans and you land over here on the corner of 165 and 136. And there, in case people still don't know, there's something very special about this building, the way it was constructed.
Yes. Well, my dad found this property. Nobody, we thought it was owned by, well, actually old Wyford Packing, who never sold any property for years and years. They held the property, but we found out it was owned by Miller Chemical. He did. And he managed to buy it. We got the zoning changed. And we wanted to have a modern building out on the highway bypass, whatever you want to call it. And he didn't want to build a regular building. This is a passive solar heated building. Back in the early 80s, we built about 20 or 25 passive solar houses. I actually lived in one for 13 years. I built the first one that we did, and he used it as a model. And it cost me an average of a half a quart of wood to heat it for the whole winter for 13 years. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any other source of heat, so that was it. A wood stove and half a quart of wood.
So this building being a passive solar building, that's really good for, does it keep you warm during the winter? Or?
Well, this building was, the basic design came from a friend of my dad's in Maine. So this building heats great. If you look behind us, there's 3 pillars across here. They were chimneys we put in.
Okay.
So we could have 3 wood stoves if we needed to heat it.
Right.
We never had to use any because the building heated so well. Now, it wasn't toasty warm in the winter.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Our biggest problem was cooling it. So then eventually we put in commercial heating, heating and cooling, but our electric bills are a lot less than what they could be for a building this size.
So you were a solar pioneer years ago before it became popular. Yeah.
Well, it was popular back then. Remember, we had the oil embargo and oil prices went way up. Yeah. And when the oil prices went down again, there's so much more building materials in building a passive solar home that it just wasn't economically feasible to do it with the lower energy prices.
Your dad was building homes with us.
Well, he supplied the expertise to build them. We had contractors.
Didn't he have a
build
connection
them.
with the current governor of Pennsylvania somewhere along the way?
Well, Tom Wolf at that time in his younger days was with Wolf Supply.
Yeah.
They owned the lumber yard, which was a friendly competitor of ours, and he was building solar houses across York County, around the York area and all over. I guess he probably did more than we did, but he and Dad were friends, and I knew him from back then.
Okay, so there still must be growth going on in the business, because it's my understanding that once upon a time your main focus and concern was just with contractors. And while that's still important, there's some changes going on.
Well, back in the early 80s, when we put this store up, we did a lot of retail business. And then a phenomenon came up, these big box stores. There was a store called Heckinger's that got built in Bel Air. And when that store was built, it really cut into our retail business. So we saw the writing on the wall, and we went to, and actually I went to Atlanta. I visited one of the original Home Depots, and I saw these guys coming, and we started concentrating on contractor business. and that did pretty well for us. We always kept the hardware store open, as a service to the community, but we put a lot of our effort into the retail business. I mean, into the contractor
business.
And because there just wasn't the local population to handle it. Now this area's been growing, so what we're doing now is we're trying to get back to our roots and expand the retail business.
So what does the future look like? What are you doing to, I don't know, to make this store more user-friendly?
Wow, that's a good question. We're just trying to go back to basic retail and merchandising principles, having the stock that people want. Ken, you're a customer. I mean, we have to be doing some things very well. We like to think that if you come in here and you have a question, you don't have to go all over a 100,000 square foot store to find somebody to help you if they can help you. We have people here who can answer questions and help. You can get in and out of here faster, and our whole plan is to make this convenient and good for our community, so people will shop here instead of going somewhere else, going to Bel Air or Shrewsbury to shop.
Well, now that we've done over 30 of these on-location shows, and I've traveled all over Harford County, Cecil County, York County, and Chester County, Pennsylvania, I become more and more educated in the value of all these, forgive me, but smaller businesses that are very, very important to the community and really, really serve the community very well because they know the community because they live there.
Ken, we're proud of being small.
Okay.
Okay, back when I was younger, I'm over 60 now, back when we were younger, I wanted to be a huge, load up the trucks, take it out, sell millions of dollars worth of stuff. Well, we had a building recession in the mid 2000s, 2005, 2000 to 2008, and hey, that could have put us out of business.
Yeah.
We worked hard. We invested money back into the place. We kept it open, and I mostly did it. Well, it's my business. I wanted to be here, but the people we had are so good. They're family.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have the place for them, and they've worked hard, and we've come back as a decent retail store for the area. I hope that
I'm sure your customers who come in here, they feel that maybe they don't feel the family, but they feel comfortable. They feel good coming in here because they know they can talk to you.
Great.
And you're the people who work here. I guess they really keep up, and I think you're trying to train them more on different things that are going on in the store.
Our big push this year is going to be re-merchandising and more product training. So our cashiers, the pretty young ladies who work in here, are able to tell the customers what to do. And if I may say one thing about this,
yes. We'll let you say one thing
about this.
Yeah, go on.
About this 100th year anniversary. We knew it was coming, and
I hope so.
It wasn't. I didn't treat it like maybe the big deal I should have, but when this virus thing hit early in the spring, we make decisions together here, just to put off any kind of celebration or announcement of it until, we felt we were out of the woods on this. And one thing I would really like to say is we've had huge community support during this pandemic, the shutdown and everything. Yeah. We stayed open the whole time. We were an essential business, and we stayed open almost. We had one or two people, but almost 100% of our of our staff came in every day, and it was brutal hard work during that time. And we were here, and I want to thank everybody in the community who came in dealt with us during that time.
Were there any changes you've made to the business or procedures here that you made the changes because of the virus, but you'll probably continue those practices after it goes away?
Well, we're probably going to have to.
Okay.
The whole country has gone to using a device, making an order, and then coming and picking it up or having it delivered. Now, we've always delivered. You know, the one thing we have is most of the items we have here are easier to come into a store and buy. It's hard to ship a 20-foot 2x6 by UPS, but or a 16-footer even, you know, anything. But yes, we are looking more into opening up our computer system. We have a computer system with the ability for people to look at, you know, to be able to look at what we have, order it. We do offer curbside. You know, right now you can't order it through the computer, but you can
you call up and say,
you can call
hey Dave,
up,
I need this.
and we'll have it ready.
I'm
We'll
parked
take it to your
outside.
car. The other thing, our wholesaler is called Do It Best Corporation. They are a multi-billion-dollar dealer-owned co-op. It's called. It's our supplier. And we have the ability to, if you go on our website, you can go right to Do It Best's website. You can order anything you want, and it'll be shipped here to the store, and you can pick it up, or they'll ship it to your home. They'll charge you for it, but if you ship it to store, it's free pickup. You can get any of their, 80,000 items, which we don't have near that many here in this little store.
So don't go to Bel Air, go to Whiteford at Delta Lumber.
Well, thank you.
100th anniversary, congratulations. I'd give you a slap in the back and shake hands with you, but I'd get arrested for doing it. David Galbraith, thank you for letting me be here with you today, celebrating your birthday, your 100 years here. It's great, it's wonderful. And the next time I come in, I look dejected or something because I need help in the house. Help out a poor guy. You know, the girls at the counter know more than me, and that really upsets me. So.
Well, they know more than me too, so I can't. Thanks, Ken.
All right, hey, stay right there. Dave's going to show me where the hammers are, and we'll wrap this up in just a minute. It's really nice to come to a place that has become such an important part of the community. And it's 100 years old, Delta Lumber. I mean, wow. It's an amazing story. So great talking to Dave Galbraith. So interesting to hear the family involvement over the course of time, how it started out in Delta, how it went to the Delta post office building. Well, the post office is there now. And now they're here on the corner of 136 and 165 in Whiteford. Great, amazing story, and the company still continues to grow. Another wonderful story about the things that go on in your Armstrong neighborhood. I'm Ken Kiedrowski, and you've been on location.